Welcome to In the Know with Erika and Tracy. Say yes to less stress, the podcast where wedding planning meets peace of mind.
We're two seasoned wedding pros bringing you real talk, expert tips, and insider advice to help you plan your big day without the burnout.
Whether you are newly engaged, knee-deep in planning, or just love all things weddings, you're in the right place.
So say yes to less stress and tune in every month for your dose of wedding wisdom. Well, hello there, y'all. Welcome back to In the Know with Erika and Tracy. Hi, I'm Erika.
And I'm Tracy. Erika, I'm excited about today. This topic, to me, is a little tricky. So let's just start here. How to incorporate the wedding colors and trends into your big day without falling into the trap of being overly trendy.
Oh my gosh. You know what? I'm excited and nervous about this topic too, because many couples feel pressure, of course, to follow the latest trends. You see the new thing happening on Pinterest, and now we got TikTok, but it can be a challenge because, yeah, that's really nice and pretty, but is it true to you? So it's very important for our clients to stay true to themselves, all while having a beautiful celebration and maybe adding a little sprinkle of the trendy in. So
Yes. I feel like they need to understand their own personal style and not just look at Pinterest and say, I like that because it looks pretty.
Yes. Oh my God. It's funny that you said that because last night I was talking to my sister and we do that. She was like, oh, do you like this purse? And I was like, I think the purse is cute, but you get it. And then 2 weeks down the road, you're not going to even like it because it's not even your style. So, we often look at things that are trendy, but before you do that, I think you got to really address, do I like this? Does this resonate with me? Like even with the colors, like, so we got the fall colors, we got this, the new Pantone puts out colors every year, but do I even like pink?
Right. There's nothing wrong with trends. But the question is, are you choosing it because you love it or because it's an Instagram, thing and, you're just trying to just do everything that you see on Instagram or like you mentioned, Pinterest,
Right.
Are you doing it because someone else has done it?
Right.
Or do you really, really love it? Because
Right.
the style reflects the couple's personality, right?
Absolutely. And look, again, nothing's wrong with Pinterest or TikTok because it does ignite a lot of ideas, but you really got to say you want your wedding and event to feel authentic to you. So you mentioned, like, does that really resonate with you? So Miss Designer Extraordinaire, how do you start that discussion? Yeah, go on to take it. You are a design extraordinaire, girl. I look at your, oh my gosh, what you put together, and it's so amazing.
So, we mentioned Pinterest because Pinterest is the go-to no matter if you're having a wedding or you're trying to decorate your home or, you're trying to get some inspo out of just life. It's a lot of information on there and I love it. So I do ask my couples, do you have any pictures? And of course, they're going to send me their Pinterest mood board, which it gives me an idea of what they are looking for. But at the end of the day, are you looking for those colors? Is that what you're going for? Or you're looking for that style tablescape or that ceremony backdrop? What are you really, really looking for? Because trend reflects what's popular now. And you need to let your style lead and let the trends be accents. So
I love that. And it's interesting that you said that when you have them to send their Pinterest board, you ask them about those particular pictures, because what I found is, as designers, our eye may be saying, oh, you like the purple lighting, you like this on here, you like this. And then the client will say, well, no, I just got that picture because it was a part of the venue. And so I'm like,
exactly. You're absolutely right. Their vision is different from yours. So you have to ask questions. Okay, what does this picture mean? Like, what are you
yes,
really seeing, so that I
yes,
know, is it that little purple flower in the corner? Or
yes,
or is it the lighting, like you said, like, or the drapery? Because
yes.
we think of one thing and they are totally on another page, you know?
Oh, absolutely. I've even had some clients say, I didn't even see that. I didn't even know
Mhm.
the lighting was purple. So
Mhm.
it is really important to kind of look at their vision. Also, I think, and I want to hear your thoughts on this. When you are designing, do you think that the color of the venue or just the aesthetics of the venue would play a part in your design choice?
I think when a couple chooses a venue, you have to take that into consideration, like,
Mm-hmm.
because those colors are there, they're permanent. You can't just bring something and place it on top of those colors. Like, if the
Mm-hmm.
carpet is blue and tan or green or whatever, and you come with this wild color,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna just look so crazy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Or the,
Mm-hmm.
the color of the walls. You're gonna need
Yes.
to drape that. I mean, you're gonna have to recreate what is already set there. So I say you need to, like, match, not matchy matchy, but you need to incorporate colors that's going to blend in with that venue. So that's, to me, you
Absolutely.
need to take that into consideration, because, you know, the existing palette at the venue is what
Mm-hmm.
it is. So when you come in, you need to, like,
Mm-hmm.
make it, your own, of course, but
Right.
it needs to blend, it needs to match, basically. Does that
Yeah.
make sense? I mean,
Oh no, totally agree. That's why I kind of feel like it's very important for the clients to pick their venue first and then design based upon that. So you may have colors that you love, but once you pick
mhm,
your venue, does it really complement
right.
your venue? I mean, we talk about carpet all the time, especially when you have hotels, because that's an aesthetic. The carpet
Yes.
colors are traditionally, either blues and beiges or
Hmm.
greens and burgundies.
Hmm.
And so designing around that it can be done, but depending on what colors, you want to make sure they don't clash. So I
Yes. And,
totally.
I'm always wondering why a couple would choose a venue and then they come back and say, well, I really don't like the carpet, but I like the venue. How can we, do something that we don't have to see the carpet? I'm like, well,
Well, we can,
well,
but
how much money do you really have? We can do some
uh-huh.
things, but,
Uh-huh.
if
Uh-huh.
you don't have the
Mhm.
budget, we can't cover the carpet.
I know. Look, now I love to cover the carpet, but that can get pretty pricey. But that is an option. So
Yeah.
you're right. Some clients will
Yeah.
choose and say, "We're just gonna cover the carpet." So yeah.
Right. And, do you remember back in the day, which, woo, it was a trend, burlap, mason jars,
Ye- Yeah. Oh my
rose
God. Yes.
gold. I want
Yes.
my wedding
Yes.
rose gold. And then the naked cakes came out, the donut walls, the
Yes.
wooden
Yes.
signage. Oh
Yes.
my goodness, the
Yes.
pampas grass.
Yeah.
Those are all trends that people hopped on board with, right?
Right.
And it was like, it lasted forever.
It did. I know. I'm like, I think I'm still picking pumpkin grass out of some of my decor items.
Yes, when I go back to look at pictures, I'm like, oh, I don't want to use that. I don't want to use that. And then what's really amazing is that it comes back around.
Mm-hmm.
It,
Mm-hmm.
it just like any trend, it comes back
Right.
around later,
Right.
and then you're like, oh my
Right.
God, this is here again. Like,
Yes.
really? Can we
Yes,
create
yes.
something new?
I know. It's funny that you said that because I think baby's breath, since the time that I've been planning, has evolved about 2 or 3 times. And I was
You're
like,
right.
so I think about 5 years ago, a bride was like, "Oh, I'm having a baby's breath," and I'm like, I kind of got, "Oh no, 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 no,"
Exactly. It turned out
but
nice though, huh?
it did
Yes.
because I mean the florist just reimagined it and it was really
Mm-hmm.
really pretty. So it's
Mm-hmm.
interesting to see how those trends come around and
Right.
or
Right.
reimagined. So
And you know
yeah,
what? I also asked my couples this. I said, when your grandchildren look at your
uh,
wedding album, do you want them to see you or the year of 2026?
right. That's a good way of prefacing it. Yeah, I
Yes. Do
love
you,
that.
so because, if you look at our grandparents' wedding album, you look at the black and white photos of
Yes.
and it's timeless. It's
Hmm.
classic. It's black and
Yes.
white, you
Yes.
don't really see trends. You see
No.
them in their nice, wedding gown, veils, and
Yes.
the suits,
Hmm.
and you see the
Hmm.
people.
Hmm.
So that's what I think about. I was like, what do you
Hmm.
want your grandkids to see?
Yes, I
So
love that. I love that's a
mhm.
great question.
Yeah.
Um, Let me ask you this. Do you think there are some colors that seem timeless to you?
Oh, absolutely. I think like the neutral tones, the jewel tones, I think
Hmm.
those are, to me, classic colors.
Hmm.
And then
Hmm.
you can incorporate, a color in that. So if you're doing like the ivories and the creams, you can incorporate another color to make that
Hmm.
pop. Like your favorite color. But I know for me, okay, say for instance, if you ask me, Tracy, what is your favorite color? What are you thinking? And I go, well, my favorite color is red. But I don't want
Hmm.
red for my wedding.
Right,
I,
right,
I
right.
just, yeah, I don't want red for a wedding. So I would want the neutral colors. And if I wanted a color to pop, it might be, I don't know, maybe a wine color
Mm.
but not necessarily because I love Corvette red. Like, boom.
Oh, you like red for
I
real,
love
red.
red, deep rosy red, but I wouldn't want that in my wedding. Like for my wedding, I just have, creams, whites, and then I
Hmm.
had like some blush.
Hmm.
Um,
It was very pretty. Hmm.
thank you.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah, so
My favorite color is green, and so I see the green and gold weddings, and so that's so not me. But what I do like is maybe pairing the green with jewel tones. So kind of like you
mm,
said, bringing that garnet wine color in the blue, and so that's how I would expand my
hmm
palette. I
hmm
also love me. You mentioned the photos of our grandparents and even my parents being in black and white. And
hmm
it's something about black and white or just
Oh, I
all
love it.
black or all white, like you said, to me, that's just so classic. And
Yes,
again, you can add a touch of color to it. You can add that splash, in
absolutely.
various different ways, so.
hmm I recently did a wedding that was black and white. Actually, I did two weddings recently that was black and white, but one of
Mhm.
them had incorporated chartreuse. It's the green. It was so
Oh,
pretty. It was and a little
yeah.
magenta also. And I felt like,
Really?
yes, it was really pretty, very pretty. And because the bride originally wanted all bold colors, but then her
Mm-hmm.
fiance was like, well, I think it's too bold. And, they kind of compromised. But she said, well, at least if I
Mm-hmm.
can have my green, if I can have my green.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he kind of liked the magenta and he wanted her to have a little color, but it was
Mm-hmm.
very minimal. So it wasn't like boom, bam. It was like the white calla lilies with some like green, oh, God, I don't know what the type of the flower it was, but it was so
Mm-hmm.
pretty. And then they had like the Hawaiian magenta flower, like an orchid.
Wow.
It
Look,
was
when you
very
said
pretty.
those colors, it made me
Yeah,
think of that orchid that has the chartreuse
right.
and like magenta color. And wow.
Yes.
Okay.
So it was really pretty, and it was clean. It was elegant. They had the candles going, and I just fell in love with it. So
yeah, I love that. So it shows that you can enjoy a trend without it feeling overwhelming with your overall aesthetic. So the trend is adding a pop of color, but because you had those traditional colors in there, their pop just made it so much more elegant and timeless. So
yeah, and I just thought of something. Another trend is the candles going down the aisle, right? So, so when a couple wants candles going down the aisle, which I think is beautiful, elegant, clean, but if your wedding is in the daytime, you cannot have candles. That trend has to go. Yeah. But they still want those candles.
Yes.
So I'm just like, do you want me to light them? You can't light them. No one's gonna see them. But that's a popular trend. I just want candles. I want candles. That's all I want. Candles. I want lots and lots of candles. So that is a trend that I don't think that would ever go away, because candles do bring a lot to a space. But we have to think about timing. So if you want candles, let's make sure you're indoors and we can burn them so they can see, that's elegant. But down the aisle and you're walking outside, no.
Because I can't tell you how many times I've had outside candles and you're steady lighting them, because as soon as you light them, the wind blows them out. So you got to even look at, is your wind blowing, which direction? Those are things that a lot of times couples don't even consider, that we have to consider. So
that you can, and also like the drapery backdrop, if they're outside and it's not anchored correctly, it's not gonna work. So you have to make sure when you choose your venue, you think of those things. You want to have the drapery backdrop and the structure to where it can have the drapery, but if it's not anchored in or down, it's not going to work.
No, and we want safety first versus a pretty trend. So do you think this is a good time for us to take a break and thank our sponsors?
Yes, let's do that.
Okay, we'll be right back, y'all. We want to give a big shout out to our amazing sponsors. Thank you to Flawless Weddings and Events for your incredible design and planning. A huge thank you to Flawless Flowers for their amazing arrangements. We also appreciate Erika's Elegance Weddings and Events for your creativity. Let's not forget our musical director, Tony Bowers. You keep the energy high for us. A big thank you to BYC Photography for capturing our special moments. And last but not least, thank you to our awesome team at Power of Praise Network. We appreciate your support. We couldn't do this without you. And to our viewers, don't forget to check out our amazing sponsors. Until next time, bye. Well, we are back. Welcome back, y'all. So we see a lot of trends, but sometimes they can feel and look like a trend. You've heard us talk about that over the past few minutes. So Tracy, I want to ask you, how do you recommend your clients to subtly include a trendy color versus going all in? I know we talked about different elements, but walk me through your process. How would you drill into that?
So I really don't tell my clients, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. So whatever ideal they bring to the table, we multicolor, it could be, any color they want. I don't tell them, oh, I don't think that's going to work. Let's try it. That's what I say. But behind the scenes, I'll be cringing. I'll be like, oh Lord. And then I have to have Fallon, talk me off the ledge, because I'm like, how is that gonna match? That don't green and red. Oh my goodness, So I don't, discourage them and what they want, but some kind of way, and this happens all the time. My client rethinks all this, and they the ones who make the decision, because they have a lot of people in their ear, telling them, oh, you're going to do that color, you're going to do this color. Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? And they come back to me and they're like, we decided to go in another route. So honestly, I don't tell them what colors they should do or what they should not do. Unless they say, what do you think? Then I'm going to say, well, I think you should, go this direction. But overall, it's your wedding. So whatever you want, this is your thing. So that's how I deal with it. I really don't discourage them in any kind of way. So.
Yeah, I'm kind of similar in that I like them to give me their colors. And so what I'll do is I say, okay, here's your color palette you've given me. And these are some images. I try to pull some images so they can get the look and feel. And then I will find some other color palettes. I'll say, okay, well, what are the 2 colors you really like out of here? Then I'll pull some other color palettes just so they can look at it. And a lot of times they'll go back, oh no, we really like the color palette. Or sometimes they're like, oh my gosh, that's too busy. We didn't realize that was that much going on, and we actually want to tone it down. So again, like you said, I don't discourage, but it's really, let's walk through the process. Let's see what these colors really look like, and then we can go from there.
Yeah. And it's really strange. Well, not strange. That's probably the wrong word to use. But when you go on Pinterest and you type in, just say they give you 5 colors, and you type in 5 colors and say wedding, it is amazing how all these colors come up in a design. And you're like, oh, somebody's really done this already, right? And then you like you say, you can present that and say, okay, this is how it can look, and then they can choose whether or not they want. But it's amazing. I mean, everything has been done.
Yeah.
You might think you're the only one who has thought of these colors, and you go to Pinterest and type all that in. It's like, no, it's been done before.
Right.
But it gives you an idea.
There's nothing new under the sun, right?
Yeah. It gives you an idea. Even as a designer, you can say, oh, wow, I never thought about it like that. Even though you have in your mind what you can present or design and show your clients. But once you go on that Pinterest, oh, my Lord.
I know. I actually do love it because, and I think you vision like this too. Sometimes, because you and I are talking, we're working on stuff. I was like, I got it in my head, but I know what I want, but I just haven't seen it, before.
Yes.
So Pinterest has opened that world to show us what we got in here in our mental is really, being done. So that's the fun part of Pinterest. Yeah.
Pinterest can be helpful or can be not helpful because you either have the budget or you don't have the budget.
Right. You said what I was thinking. I'm like, it can be helpful or hurtful. It can be helpful, like getting these creative ideas. But the thing that it doesn't do is say, okay, this flower arrangement actually costs $800. You're just looking at it like, it's pretty, I want this, but it doesn't really tell you what it costs. And sometimes trendy things are a little bit more expensive. So,
Yeah. And then our clients have to be very careful with purchasing things like we talked about offline, Temu. And Amazon. They say do it yourself and just pop up and it appears and it's like fake flowers. It's, all sort of things that looks nice when they do it, right? But then you get it home and you try to do it. It ain't working.
It ain't work. And sometimes it made me question, are they really using their own product? Because you couldn't be using your own product.
Exactly. You have to be very careful with these. trends on social media. I'll put social media.
Absolutely. Like, I saw this. They made it from the Dollar Tree. And again, like, not great resources. I'm not saying that. But sometimes it's like, when you put it together, like, no, they probably got the perfect 2 items to put together. And it looks like that, but I'm glad you pointed that out, because I've had that too. Oh yeah, I saw this, and they got all of these items from this store, and I'm gonna do it. And then I was like, yeah, that's that.
Yes. And from a planner's point of view, I would give them a tip, and this is what I will tell any client. It's choose about 80% of timeless elements and then 20% of trendy.
That's good. I never thought about it like that. That's a good formula. That is.
Yep.
Right.
Because you want your wedding to feel current, on the day, and then beautiful for years to come.
And you want it to feel like you. So I know you said red is your favorite color, but it's not my most favorite color. So I would, during the time when I was getting married, red, it was really pretty. Like, and I was thinking about those traditional colors, but I didn't want to look back and say that wedding didn't even look like mine, So I went with the earthy color palettes and browns and creams and stuff. So you want it to feel like you too when you're picking these things.
Yeah, you're right.
Yes. Well, look, I think that's it, my friend. What do you think?
Well, I think we've covered it all. I just really would like to hear from some couples.
Yeah, absolutely.
On what they want. Yeah, what's trendy to them versus what's timeless. And then what's the latest trend? What's going on now? I mean, I'll just say it's 2026, but what's going on in 2027? Usually everything's coming together now for 2027. And we should talk about that. We should find out what the latest trends are. I have some ideas, but I think maybe you'd give another show together and talk about what's coming up, what's the latest trends, even though we want you to stay timeless, but
that would be fun. So if our listeners hit us up. Look at we got our email, our Instagram in the description. Hit us up. Let us know what's trending coming 2027. I love that idea.
Yes.
All right. Well, here, cheers to another episode, my friend. I think we kind of getting the hang of this, huh?
I'm excited because this is episode 10.
Yes.
Wow. I'm excited. Wow. Yes, right?
Wait, 10.
It's episode 10. I'm just so excited that we're just moving forward. We do have some exciting things coming up, so stay tuned for that. Stay tuned. I would love to share with you all, but we just gonna wait.
Yeah, we're gonna wait. We still mapping about. We appreciate you growing with us, and thank you so much. And here's to more exciting things. Yay!
Yes, so we will see you next time.
All right, until next time, say yes to less stress.
All right,
bye.
Now. Bye.
Thanks for joining us on In the Know with Erika and Tracy. Say yes to less stress. If you found today's episode helpful, be sure to subscribe, leave us a review, and share with someone planning their big wedding day.
Until next time, say yes to clarity, confidence, and calm.